Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be continuing with if Naruto was like Gaara. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So I last left this part off with him leaving the village to go to a town that Zabuza was leading them to, and Naruto on the way to the town tells everyone that he's going to go to the Sand Village to retrieve Gaara. And Hinata was like, Naruto, I don't think that's a good idea. The last time you and Gaara fought, you almost killed him. I doubt that he'll be willing to see you. And Naruto was like, I did what was necessary for Gaara to understand that he is not the strongest person that he knows and that he needs to rely on other people's help and others people's advice. I'm going to go retrieve Gaara. You guys continue heading on to the village. Just leave some clues for me to follow behind. So, they all agree, and Naruto starts headed toward the Sand Village to retrieve Gaara. And when Naruto gets to the Sand Village, he's immediately met, like, the minute that he enters the sand like area, he's immediately met with an Anbu member telling him to head to the Kage's office immediately and to not linger, he's being watched. And Naruto's like, okay. So he uses his wind and he flies over there and like yeah, he gets to the Kazekage's office. And when he gets inside the Kazekage's office, he's greeted by Tamari and Gaara. And Gaara asks Naruto, "What does he want?" And Naruto was like, "It seems like you finally snapped back to reality, huh?" And Gaara was like, "I took what you said into real consideration. Having all these people to care about you, or having all these people to care about you." And for you to just think that they're worthless isn't a very smart idea. You should protect the ones that you care about. That's the only way you can get stronger. And Naruto was like, "Now you're getting it." And Gaara turns and looks at Naruto and was like, "So I have a question. If that's the case, Naruto, then who are you getting stronger for?" And Naruto was like, "What?" And Gaara was like, "You fight and kill people and get stronger all the time. For what reason, Naruto?" And Naruto tells him that that's not necessarily something that he should want to dig up. And Gaara was like, if we're going to work together, I feel this should be a way for us to officially bond. Knowing why each other gets stronger would be the better way for us to become partners. Therefore, we know how to help each other out if that ever is the case. And Naruto gets angry and grabs him with his wind and was like, I said no. And Tamari tells Naruto to put him down. And Naruto looks over at Tamari and was like, oh yeah, and if I don't? And Tamari was like, then you'll just become an enemy of the Sand Village. And that's one more village that you'll have to keep looking over your shoulder for. And they like Naruto's like, fine, what's the deal here? And Tamari was like, the Sand Village has always been resourceful. Um, this organization that you're building, um, if you give us the information that your organization gathers then we'll supply you with weapons and food and like materials and stuff to build your base of operations. And Naruto was like, that's not a half bad idea, sure. And Naruto's like, but there's the problem. How are you going to supply us with things without letting the other villages know? And Naruto gets an idea. He's like, why don't it just looks like we're stealing the supplies from you? And Tomari was like, what do you mean by that? And Naruto was like, think about it, right? If I come in here and I stole, right? So let's say Gaara leaves. Gaara is a part of the Sand Village's military or Shinobi forces, the Shinobi force. So he would know all your supply routes and everything because, bandits. So what if we quote unquote put Gaara underneath a Genjutsu and use him to steal the supplies? And Tamari was like, but wouldn't that make Gaara a target for the rest of the villages? And Naruto was like, yeah, but we'll deal with that bridge when we come across it. Besides, you guys have me. I'm probably just about as strong as two entire villages, shinobi forces together. And Garo was like, he may have a point there. I guess this could work. So Gara, like Gara and Naruto leave the Kazekage's office, and Gara asks Naruto, where are they going? And Naruto tells them that they're going to their new base of operations. And Gara was like, where's that? And Naruto was like, there should be some clues somewhere around here that we can follow to our base. And when Naruto and Gara get to their base of operations, they are met by three people. Well, four people. They're met by the little girl that Naruto rescued from the bandits. Well, five people. They're met by the little girl, Kakashi, Hinata, and the village chief. And Zabuza. Yeah. Okay, I just had my mind. So Naruto was like, oh. And Hinata was like, I see that your mission to get him was a success. And Naruto was like, yeah, quite. And there's a few more other things. We have our first mission. And the leader of the village town was like, since there's no village reigning over us and we have our own military, why don't you guys be our own version? Like, and we have our own shinobi forces, why don't you guys be our own versions of the Yambu? And Naruto was like, that's not a half bad idea. And Zabuza was like, I'm down if you're down, as long as I'm not being called a rogue shinobi. That kinda sticks with you for a while, you know? And Kakashi was like, you're the one who chose that path. And Zabuza looks at Kakashi, and Kakashi was like, what? I didn't say anything. And Zabuza was like, sure. Sure you didn't. Let's go with that one. So, Kakashi asks Naruto, what's the plan from here on out? Yeah, now we have, technically, yeah, now we have the power to do as we please, but now having that power, what are you going to do with it? And Naruto was like, for the time being, we should just focus on ourselves, our town, like see if we can improve the people's lives here. And Gara was like, that's actually not a half bad idea. I thought you were gonna say something self-centered. And Naruto was like, I'm mean, not insensitive. I'm grateful for some things. Not all of them, but some. And Naruto um tells them like let's get started, and the chief starts telling them like problems that are wrong with the village, people that can be trained, like there are a lot of swordsmen in the village, and Zabuza was like, I think I can handle that. And like yeah, basically that like they were branching off into the military to like train the soldiers better and give them like yeah. So Naruto, along with training them, they began to pick out the people that were going to be tasked for the special forces unit that they were going to be making for Naruto and his little group of people. Also, while they were doing all of that, the girl was getting put through a little bit of schooling, being taught how to read and write. And this is over the course of several years. So, like a lot of quote unquote supplies has been missing from the Sand Village for a while, and Gaara, as expected, was has become a fugitive due to him and like due to someone kidnapping him and using him to steal from the Sand Village. So, as they predicted, Gaara has become a target, a bounty target. So they have to play their cards more carefully. Naruto tells everyone, and Naruto looks at Gaara and was like, we're going to go back to the Leaf Village. Tell the Sand Village that if they ever wanted to attack the Leaf Village right now would be the best chance, would be their best bet. And Kakashi was like, "Are you going to go attack the Leaf Village, Naruto?" And Naruto was like, "No." Well, yeah, but no. If they don't surrender and give me command or something similar to those terms, I'll probably end up destroying half the village. And Kakashi was like, Naruto, you can't just go around killing people because you want to. And Naruto turns around and looks at Kakashi and was like, that's the whole purpose of like that's all I did. Like that's all I do. You know that, right? Like I kill people and I take things from people because all of people suck. And Kakashi was like, yeah, anyway, you're not going to how about this? And um Kakashi was like, how about we just make ourselves known by setting an example out of some shinobi outside the village, letting the village know that we mean business and that if they don't start some version of negotiations, then there probably won't be a village left remaining after we're done with it. And Naruto was like, I mean, it's a little drawn out, but sure. So they started heading back to the Leaf Village, and at this point, the girl is like, the girl is taking care of herself. The little girl, I don't have a name for any. I don't have a name for her, so I'm gonna just keep calling her a little girl. The little girl had at this time she had she gained some common sense, so she knew that Naruto was a very was a very hot-headed person, and what everyone around her was capable of. So she tells Naruto that if they go to the Leaf Village, the little girl asks Naruto to bring her back some of the ramen that Naruto used to go on and on. Well, Naruto goes on and on about, and Naruto smiles and was like, "Sure, why not?" So they start heading toward the Leaf Village, and when they get to the Leaf Village, like they're just sitting outside of it in the trees, like camping it out. It's like Naruto, Kakashi, Zabuza, and Hinata and like a couple of like grunt soldier people, like special ops, like Anbu members. So they like they start walking into the village, and the first few shinobi that were around immediately got attacked and taken. So a lot of people were confused because shinobi don't randomly go up missing unless they're on a mission or something awful has happened or it's an emergency. So a lot of people are concerned, but not a lot of people really care if there's not an explosion going on in the village. Then everyone starts looking around and they see on the top of one of the walls surrounding the village, there are the four shinobi. And they're just standing there being held by sand, which is very concerning. So a whole bunch of like shinobi like people start gathering there, and out of nowhere, a whole like six figures appear. Five figures appear. Self serve. Five figures appear. And this is where I'm ending this part off. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi, and peace.